and the Great Adventure. Barnaby and Bartholomew were two very happy pigs. They were also two very round pigs. Their favorite thing to do was eat, and they were always munching on something delicious, from sweet apples to crunchy carrots. More, more, they would oink with glee, their bellies jiggling with every step. Pip was a pig too, but he was not round at all. Pip was a skinny pig, and he was always on the move. While Barnaby and Bartholomew were eating, Pip was running and jumping, exploring every corner of the farm. He was too busy for a big meal. "Look at you, Pip," Barnaby would say, his mouth full of sweet corn. "You should eat more. You're nothing but skin and bones." Bartholomew would nod in agreement, his snout buried in a patch of clover. "Eating is the best part of the day," he would mumble. But Pip just smiled. "I'm on a very important mission," he explained. "I'm looking for the whispering blossom. It only blooms once a year, and it's hidden deep in the forest." He held up a little map he had drawn himself. Barnaby and Bartholomew just shook their heads. "A flower?" they snorted. "What good is a flower? It's not nearly as good as a juicy turnip." They thought Pip's adventure was a silly waste of time. Pip didn't mind. He knew what he was looking for. He followed his map to a tall wooden fence. There was a small gap in the fence, just big enough for a skinny pig to squeeze through. Pip wiggled his way to the other side with ease. Barnaby and Bartholomew, who had followed him out of curiosity, reached the fence. "We want to see the flower, too," they called, but when they tried to squeeze through the gap, they got stuck. Oh dear, they huffed and puffed. "We're too big." Pip heard their struggle and looked back. He realized that his small size, which they had teased him about, was his greatest strength. He continued on his path, and, just as his map had promised, he found the whispering blossom. It glowed with a soft, magical light. Pip carefully picked the flower and brought it back to the fence. He held it up for Barnaby to see. "The scent is so sweet," he said softly. "It's better than any food in the world." Barnaby took a deep sniff, and his eyes went wide with wonder. With a little push, Bartholomew finally wiggled free. He and Barnaby looked at the flower, and then at Pip. They realized that being different wasn't a bad thing. They learned to appreciate Pip's adventurous spirit, and Pip learned that sometimes a good meal with friends is just as wonderful as a great adventure.